This is a joint reporting effort by the New York Times and PBS Frontline.
Yeah, I got this card last week.
Yeah, okay. So is this a temporary card? Or
Yeah, it's a temporary card. You also have to pay to get the card with your number on it. And I don't like that.
With so many consumers struggling to pay off credit card debt or overdraft fees from their checking account, it's perhaps not surprising that these are doing so well. This is a prepaid debit card offered by a company called Green Dot, and you can buy this at thousands of drugstores across the country, including a Duane Reade right across the street from our office. As you can see on the packaging, they advertise that you can buy this with no credit check, no bank account, and there's no overdraft fees. You simply purchase this at the drugstore, fill out an application, and a couple days later, this arrives in the mail, it looks just like a debit card and has my name embossed across the bottom. Prepaid cards like this one from Green Dot, and there are many others, they're among the fastest growing bank products out there today. But prepaid debit cards come with a cost. There's hidden fees with many of these cards that slowly drain away the balance on the card.
And it just tells you can pay bills from home, shop online by phone, use direct deposit or reloadable. You can reload at any Pay-O-Matic. It don't say nothing about fees.
Sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
It sounds great. That's why it got me. It sounds too good. That's why they got me.
20-year-old Terrell Blocker signed up for Pay-O-Matic's prepaid card after being turned away from a bank.
What I seen today, the direct deposit just started, and they already taking extra money from me. And I'm not liking it. I'm about to cancel it as soon as I get another form of ID. And the reason why I have it is because banks require too much ID that I don't have at the moment.
Only after he came back to Pay-O-Matic to complain was he given a pamphlet with a laundry list of fees.
It's a list of all the fees. They charge you for ATM cash withdrawal, balance inquiry, POS purchase, that's $1 per transaction.
Point of sale transactions. So that means you use your card to make a purchase at a store and they're charging you $1. So all these are kind of nickel and dime fees, right? They're not a lot of money, but you're a young guy,
It's not a lot of money, and I need all my money. I need every last dime I got. I got a newborn. I need every last cent.
Even in your stores, I had a hard time finding your fees until I finally asked, and they gave me this. But what was your thinking? I mean, there are fees for all sorts of things. You read these and think, oh, geez, I'm getting charged in cash withdrawals and balance inquiries and inactivity fee. Tell me about that.
It appears much more complicated than it really is. The conception of our industry of trying to take advantage of customers and milk as many fees of them as possible is not the case. We operate on very small margins, and we're happy to do that and make it up in volume.
Prepaid cards, for most people, are a very expensive way to do your banking. There's lots of fees that people have to keep track of and that aren't immediately transparent or disclosed to someone when they're getting the card. And so we have a lot of concerns, like a lot of other groups around the country, about the emergence of these cards and steering people who are lower income or new immigrants into what right now is generally an inferior, more expensive way to do your financial transactions.
In the course of reporting this story, we came across dozens of companies that offer prepaid debit cards and have tapped into the market of an estimated 80 million Americans who have little or no interaction with a bank. All you have to do is type in prepaid debit cards in the internet and you'll get all sorts of hits. With many of these cards, the fees, if you can find them, can cost upwards of $30 a month. Because the industry is relatively new, it's so far avoided regulatory oversight, which could give added protections for customers who may lose a card or want to dispute a charge. But for now, at least, consumers like Mike Henry, who lives in Antioch, California, say their complaints end up in a black hole.
I just resigned myself to the fact that that money was lost.
Mr. Henry recently bought an only one prepaid card to shop for his printing business online. He loaded it with $200 and had spent all but about $50 when the card stopped working. When repeated calls to customer service failed to fix the problem, he eventually gave up and threw the card away. Meanwhile, the monthly fees continued to eat away at his balance.
Well, every morning I get an email alert from Only One, and so I started marking them as spam because I couldn't spend the money and I didn't like getting slapped in the face every morning with an email reminder that I had money that I couldn't access. Finally, a few days ago, it went down to $0 that I have. So it's almost like a pawn shop. You're paying your money and you're not getting your money back out of it.
After being contacted by the New York Times, only one refunded Mr. Henry his money. As part of a sweeping credit card legislation enacted last spring, Congress has asked federal regulators to look into prepaid cards and report back by February.
Why not just have a bank account?
And you know, I love that question, right? Because I get it all the time. About half of our customers do have bank accounts. To some extent, they have a banking relationship, but they choose Pay-O-Matic, I think, because of the convenience and access that we provide.
Meanwhile, Mr. Blocker said he's going to make a change as soon as he can.
They said safer than cash. It just says, we'll take your cash. That's what it should say, if you ask me. Because that's what they're doing. They're taking my money, and I don't like it. But there's nothing I can really do about it right now, because it's the only card I can really get at the moment until I get another form of ID.